Welcome back to my YouTube English channel, English with Malik sir. In the last classes, we have discussed very clearly in connection with all the essential elements of fundamentals of English grammar. We have already discussed about the very essential and important elements which are highly essential for the construction of our phrases, clauses, and yes, now in this segment we are going to discuss about the sentence structure, which is the most important factor because in spoken and written English. Now see how. A sentence is a combination of words. Yes, we know that a word is a combination of letter or a single letter. Phrases, combination of interrelated words. Yes, clause, there is a subject part, there is a predicate part with a finite verb. In a sentence, subject, you see, listen, there is subject, there is also predicate, there is a finite verb is a must, and here it means very necessary, highly necessary, without which no sentence nor a clause can be formed. And therefore here today our discussion is about the combination of words that makes a sentence that expresses a complete meaning. Whenever a word doesn't give complete meaning, nor a phrase expresses complete meaning, but here a sentence expresses complete meaning. Therefore this is the matter. It consists of a subject part, a predicate part, along with a finite verb, or verb phrase. It follows word order. Very interesting. Like a clause, we find here also in a sentence construction, definitely there must be a subject part, there must be a predicate part with a finite verb. Finite verb, what we have already discussed, that verb which takes tense. That is very important factor. No doubt we use non-finite verbs, but finite verb is a must, without which non-finite verbs cannot be used or cannot express complete meaning. Yes, therefore it is very much clear that how sentence structure requires the three: subject part, predicate part, finite verb, or verb phrase, because verb phrase also begins with a finite verb, right? And it follows word order. Yes, and this is also another interesting factor. Whenever we speak or write a sentence, definitely order of words should be maintained. If we don't write the words in order, definitely the sentence will be meaningless. Therefore, it is very necessary on our part to know about the very nature of formation of sentences. Yes. Okay, now come the factor. It begins with a capital letter and ends with full stop or question mark or exclamation mark, note of exclamation. Yes, this is also very simple factor. Each sentence begins with a capital letter, and this is very necessary factor. Many students are not using capital letter at the beginning. This is wrong. Therefore, a sentence must begin with a capital letter, yes, and ends with the punctuation marks. Required punctuation mark in the sense full stop, or question mark or note of exclamation. It depends upon the nature of sentence. Yes, we should be therefore very much careful. Come on. Another, depending on how clauses are combined, there are 4 different types of sentences. Yes, sentence structure. four different four different types of sentence structure depending upon clause. Yes, clause plays a very important role in the sense how sentence structure can be formed is indicated by the clause. Yes, we have also discussed in the last classes in this connection that a simple sentence is formed of one clause, one subject part, one predicate part, and one finite part. Right? Okay? Yes, this is simple sentence. Again, a compound and complex sentence, again compound sentence, then complex sentence, then compound complex sentence. These are the four different types of sentence structure according to the clause. Yes, let's see how. Now come another idea, simple sentence. Yes, whenever we think about a simple sentence, definitely we come to know the idea that simple sentence has one independent clause, one subject part, one predicate part, and one finite part. Yes, as we have discussed, and it is called simple sentence. Yes, from this point of view, simple sentences can be classified into five types. Remember here, simple sentences are also classified into five types. Yes, this is also another factor that should be remembered. Declarative or statement. Whenever we state or declare the thoughts or ideas of our mind, declarative or statement sentence. These sentences are also of two types. One is a negative statement, the second is that is positive. Yes, I believe in God. This is what we call positive statement. Positive, and I don't believe in God. Negative statement. Here we find the statement sentences are also of two types, and these are the simple sentences having one subject part, one predicate part, and one finite part. Okay, now come next, that is interrogative sentence. As we know, interrogative sentence is question sentence. There are two types of question sentences. One that is yes/no question, and which begins with the auxiliary verb, and the answer is always either yes or no. And another is the WH question. It begins with the WH word. This is what we call open-ended question. And yes, here we find that interrogative and imperative sentence. Imperative sentence means the sentence expressing order, advice, request, that is suggestion, warning, etc. And these sentences are really very interesting. In these sentences, the subject you is understood but not expressed either in spoken English or in written English, as you know. Yes, therefore, this is what you call imperative sentences. Yes, and here we find another that is exclamatory. We exclaim, it means we express the thought in connection with the surprise or wonder, that is, or what do you say, astonishment, anger, pleasure, displeasure, sorrow, or regret, and that is what we call merriment, joy. Yes, there are different types of exclamation, and whenever we express such type of sentences, definitely a note of exclamation or exclamatory mark is used at the end of these sentences, and these are therefore called exclamatory sentences because we exclaim at the time of expression. Yes, another optative sentence. Optative sentence means the sentences which express our noble wish or prayer for the well-being of others. Yes, these sentences are also end with the note of exclamation, and they are also, all these sentences are called simple sentences. A number of examples. You see, my teaching is based on a number of examples and explanations, and along with the rules of grammar. So if you follow the rules and the examples side by side, the applications I've been here with the proper explanation. It means there is logic behind, the logic of grammar behind every item, and therefore be careful in attending and taking interest in all these ideas, so that you can also easily understand, and speaking and writing will be comfortable and easier on your part. Yes, now come the examples in this connection with a simple sentence. Here, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. You see, here we find the subject part, okay, and subject part, then verb, that is finite verb, jumps over the lazy dog, predicate part. Yes, you see, here subject part, predicate part, and jumps is the finite verb. And yes, this is a simple sentence expressing, declarative sentence, because the speaker is declaring or expressing the statement, and therefore this is declarative or statement sentence. Declarative or statement. Declarative or statement sentence. Yes. And now come to the second example. Do you take part in debate competition? Yes. Interrogative mark and interrogative sentence. Do you? This is what you say. Yes. Oblique. No question. Yes, oblique, no question. Because do you take part in a debate competition? You can say yes or no. Yes, therefore, this is here we find this type of interrogative sentence begins with an auxiliary verb, and the answer always may be yes, may be no. Yes, therefore, yes, no question. Yes, why don't you get up early? Why? This is WH question, begins with the WH word. This is also introduction tense. Here, question mark, and therefore you don't. Why don't you get up early? Yes, we can give a number of answers in this connection. This is not yes or no, and therefore why you have to give the reason of your getting up late. And yes, why don't you get up early? Yes. And here we find that let's go fishing. Let's go fishing, imperative sentence. And here this is also a simple sentence, and the subject let's go fishing. Here we find the sentence is expressing suggestion. That's why speaker is speaking someone to go fishing, and hence here we find imperative sentence. Let's go fishing. Why don't we go fishing? So here we find this is the sentence of suggestion. But here, let's go fishing. This is a suggestion, and what a sharp memory she has got. This is exclamatory sentence. It means the speaker, the note of exclamation or exclamatory mark, what a sharp memory she has got. Whenever we exclaim that I've been finding the very fine or sharp memory of our friend or nearer or dearer anybody, then we exclaim, what a sharp memory she has got. She has got. It means she has got a very sharp memory. Again, she has got a very sharp memory. If we convert it into statement sentence, we find such an answer. Yes. Now come, may God shower flowers of blessings on your life path. Yes, this is optative sentence, and here we find may God. It means our prayer for someone in a very positive manner. May God. It is my prayer to God that He may shower flowers of blessings on your life path. It means your life path may be filled with flowers, and you may march till your last breath comfortably. Yes, this is a sort of wish or desire of someone for somebody. Okay, this is what we call optative sentence. Now come here we find compound sentence. Yes, compound sentence. In a compound sentence, two or more, naturally, two or more principal or main or independent clauses are there. So remember, in a compound sentence, whenever we discuss about a compound sentence, definitely we have to remember that we are going to use or combine two or more than two independent clauses, or that is main clauses, principal clauses. Yes, with the help of coordinators or linkers or conjunctions. Yes, that should be taken into account. And yes, how? Here and with the coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction, it means they are used to coordinate two or more sentences, and they are just like and, but, yet, still, nevertheless, or otherwise, so, therefore, for, and so on, to express addition or alternation or contrast or inference. Yes, here we find the matter contrast or inference. Yes, and here we find that very interesting factors whenever we join, whenever we contrast, whenever we infer. All these cases we usually take the help of a compound sentence. Then how? Listen, example, and we find the boss scolded him. The boss scolded him. MC scolded him. Still, here you see, still, he didn't utter even a word. So here we find also MC, he didn't utter even a word. If it means if we omit the conjunction or the coordinating, that is for the conjunction, we can find two main clauses. Yes, here we find the boss scolded him, still he didn't utter even a word. It means it is found that he is very obedient and sincere. No doubt too, he has committed a mistake. And whenever the boss scolded him, he remained silent without uttering even a single word. Yes, this is the meaning of this compound sentence, and still is that is a coordinator or the conjunction which is joining two main clauses or independent or principal clauses into one compound sentence. Yes, okay. Yes, now come here, we find be careful, otherwise, be careful. This is imperative one, and subject is here you, which is found absent, main clause, otherwise you will face the problem. you will face the problem main clause, and here we find that otherwise or else is the linker or coordinator or conjunction. Yes, therefore here this is what we call coordinating conjunction. Yes, once again, coordinating conjunction. In compound sentence, the conjunctions are called coordinating because they coordinate two or more independent clauses. Therefore, they are called coordinating conjunctions. Yes, okay. Well, now come. Yes, she can neither speak nor write. Be careful, otherwise, yes, once again, be careful, otherwise you will face the problem. Be careful, otherwise, in the sense you are not, I've been careful, you are careless, and you are going to suffer and face the music in future. Yeah. She can neither speak nor write English well. She can neither speak, neither, and here we find nor, neither nor. Here that is coordinating conjunction, neither nor, and she can here. We find two sentences. Remember, this is compound sentence, and if we break this sentence, we can find she can't speak English well. Okay, she can't also write English well. Write English well. If we divide this sentence, we can find these two sentences, and here we find that the unnecessary words should be removed. See, because she is here, and here repetition should not there. Can't also, and here we find English also, English and well. Yes, English and well. It means in this sentence, we don't find the repetition of all these words. And here, the difference is here, that is what speak and write. Therefore, we can easily make the compound sentence. How? Yes, she can neither speak, it means neither is the coordinating conjunction, and it maintains balance. Neither nor, either or, both and that is very not only but also. These are the coordinating conjunctions. They maintain balance of noun, verb, adjective, and adverb in order to make a complete sentence, a meaningful sentence. Then here we find speak is the verb and write is the verb, and yes, she can neither speak nor write English well. It means she has no proper capacity of speaking English well. Yes, side by side, she has also no ability in writing English well. Yes, complex sentence is very, very necessary for our higher study. It means we are in senior classes, that is matriculation, also +2, +3, PG level. Even in our professional requirements, we find the help of the complex sentence more and more. Yes, therefore, complex sentences, some complex sentence makes our writing and speaking valuable and important. We also, whenever we go through the newspapers, definitely we find the value of a complex sentence. Then we can understand. I've been reading newspapers, magazines written in English. Yes, therefore, complex sentence, formation of a complex sentence or complex sentence structure should be carefully understood. Okay, well, now see how complex sentences which consists of a main clause. Yes, a main clause, one or more subordinate clauses is called complex sentence. Right. If we find the difference between simple sentence, compound sentence, then yes, simple sentence formed of one independent clause. Okay. Compound sentence, two or more independent or main clauses are there. With the help of, they are combined with the help of a coordinating conjunction. Okay, but here in complex sentence we find one main clause or principal clause, independent clause, whatever you may say. Yes, or I mean here we find one main clause, two or more subordinate clauses. Two or more subordinate clauses which are connected with the subordinating conjunction. Remember, subordinating, difference between a compound sentence and a complex sentence. Whenever compound sentences, the clauses are joined with the coordinating conjunction. In complex sentences, they are joined with the subordinating conjunction. Yes, therefore, conjunctions are of two types. We have discussed in the last class in the conjunction matter, and side by side, we will also discuss in vividly in the subsequent classes. Now come here, we find some present. There are three kinds. Remember, three kinds of subordinate clauses or independent clauses, such as noun clause, adjective clause or relative clause, and third one is the other clause. Dear students, these are very interesting factors to remember that how these clauses are subordinate clauses because they remain subordinate to or dependent to the main clause. Guess how? Listen, and here we find noun clause, adjective and adverb. These are no doubt a lengthy chapter, and all these will be discussed very clearly in subsequent classes. Here, now come to the matter how these clauses are connected with the main clause with the help of subordinating conjunctions. Yes, this is very important, subordinating. Whenever coordinating, here subordinating, like that, who, whom, that, just like that, who, whom, whose, which, what, why, where, how, when, as, since, if, though, although, and so on. It means these clauses, these are the subordinating conjunctions, and these subordinating conjunctions play very important role in joining the clauses of complex sentence. Yes. Okay. And now come here the examples. Remember, yes, the example, the girl whose mother is a doctor. The girl is the MC1, MC part 1, main clause part 1, is my best friend, MC part 2. Here part 2, part 1, part 2, whose mother, whose keeps relationship with the girl, whose mother is a doctor, whose mother is a doctor is a relative clause or adjective clause. And here we find that the girl is my best friend. Her mother, if we divide, we find two sentences. The girl is my best friend, main clause, and here her mother is a doctor, another main clause. But if we convert it, we find whose, or is removed to whose mother is a doctor is my best friend. This is non-defining or non-identifying relative clause. It will be discussed in the later classes. Now come that family is the cradle of civic virtue. Another, if we say that family is the cradle of civic virtue, that family is the cradle of civic virtue, noun clause. is true is the main clause. Yes, noun clause, it is, here we find subordinate clause, and this subordinate is clause noun clause because it begins with that. Generally, that clause are called noun clause because they take the place of a noun phrase. And yes, it will be discussed in detail in later classes, but remember, and here we find the matter that family is the cradle of civic virtue. Yes, family plays very important role in shaping our character, career, yes, and therefore family is our first school. Family is the cradle of civic virtue. Family is the most suitable place in the earth. Yes, and here within the the historical environment of our elders, our seniors, juniors, neighbors, etc. Whenever we grow, we are guided by very noble virtues like friendship, love, sympathy, fellow feeling, kindness, brotherhood, and so on. Regularity, punctuality, discipline. Yes, all these good ideas are just inculcated whenever we or the children grow in a family environment. Yes, so family provides a lot of gives a lot of very good ideas and makes a child an ideal citizen of country and a very important member of the family, and hence this is true that family is the cradle of civic virtue. Yes, and we become civic persons. Yes, and here it is true. Yes, if we find, then we find here it is found absent. It is true. If we convert this sentence, we find it is true that family is the cradle of civic virtue. Once again, it is true that family is the cradle of civic virtue is equal to that family is the cradle of civic virtue is true. Okay, now come next, unless it rains. Here we find unless it rains, subordinate clause. Here we find that is adverb clause, and because unless is adverb, negative adverb, if not, unless, and here unless it rains, the earth will turn into a desert. Yes, the earth will turn into a desert is the main clause. Yes, and here we find the earth will, because the earth will turn into a desert. If we don't take the help of unless it rains, then this is independent clause naturally, and therefore main clause. And here unless it rains, if we say just unless it rains and stop, then it doesn't express any meaning, and hence here this clause depends on the main clause to express complete meaning. Unless it rains, it is very natural. Water is life. And unless it rains, it means if it does not rain, the beautiful green earth will be turned into dead desert. Okay, compound complex sentence. In this case, we find the combination of compound and complex. Then how? Here, in this case, there is one definitely main clause or two main clauses, then one or two subordinate clauses combiningly form this compound complex sentence. This is a combination of both compound and complex sentences. Then how? Listen here, we find two or more independent clauses plus, in addition, one or more subordinate clauses are necessary to form compound complex sentence. Yes, this is the nature of a compound complex sentence, and here we find, although, example how, although she had no formal training, Remember how? Although is a subordinating conjunction of contrast. This is a adverb of contrast or opposition. Although she had no formal training. Yes, she had no formal training. This is a subordinate clause and adverb clause. Here we find she created masterpiece. She created a masterpiece painting. Masterpiece painting means a painting which is very unique. Masterpiece. Gitanjali is a masterpiece written by Rabindranath Tagore, the first Nobel Prize winner of Asia and also India. And here we find the matter that masterpiece. And here Mona Lisa, a painting, world famous painting, masterpiece of Leonardo da Vinci, and stunned critics worldwide. Stunned means surprised, astonished. Now see here subordinate clause. She created a master painting, main clause, and that stunned critics worldwide. Here also subordinate clause, and that is noun clause. Yes, painting that this is relative clause. This is relative clause because here that relates the masterpiece painting that stunned critics worldwide. Yes, and here we find the compound complex sentence, and the what is the although is subordinating conjunction. Subordinating conjunction. And these are I've been here, that is also a subordinating conjunction. Subordinating conjunction, and here subordinating conjunction, and yes, these two again and one. So here we have one main clause, two subordinate clauses, and combiningly we find here complex or compound complex sentence. Yes, then now come to another example. Yes, we find the another example in this connection, that is she studied hard for her exam. She studied hard for her exam, but she still failed because she couldn't understand the questions. Very interesting. She studied hard for her exam. This is main clause, but here coordinating conjunction, and she still failed. She still failed. Here main clause combining both the main clauses are combined by with the help of but, and here because is the subordinating conjunction, and again she couldn't understand the questions. Here we find that is SC, and here that is SC, adverb clause, and MC. So here we find that in this sentence we have two main clauses, yes, and one subordinate clause. Therefore, this is what we call compound complex sentence. Yes, and they are joined with the help of coordinating clause, but, and subordinating clause, because these are connecting the clauses, three clauses, to form compound complex sentence. Yes, my dear students, these are very interesting techniques in connection with the formation of simple, compound, and complex, side by side, compound complex sentences. These are very, very essential for our spoken and written English. Therefore, you are expected to know these are the very interesting ideas related in connection with the formation of these sentences. And in this class, we have focused all these. I hope Definitely, you must have enjoyed this class, and you just give your comment, feedback. About your experience. You see, listen. In every episode, video. I'm giving my best in connection with a number of examples, and not only examples but also the rules and the examples side by side. That is what I call logical explanation behind the rules of grammar, and therefore these classes are very very essential for shaping your character, career, and also it is very essential for the matter of spoken and written English. Spoken English is not a fruit of separate tree. You see, listen, these are the matter in connection. If we know the word power, if we know the rules of grammar, if we know the examples and apply it in our day-to-day life situations, then we can enjoy the charm of learning and apply the same in every cases of speaking and writing. Thank you, my dear students, for being with me. See in the next segment with a new item. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.